So, this is the end of Xbox Game Pass, and honestly, the Xbox brand has been at its absolute lowest point. And this is something I've been talking about over the past few years, about how it's been slowly getting worse and worse and worse. And I've mostly been getting pushback from most of my viewers saying, oh, you're just a hater. There's nothing wrong. Microsoft's doing great. Xbox is doing great. Game Pass is amazing. You're just, you're just trying to be negative for the sake of being negative. Well, the writing is now on the wall, and everyone's starting to see it now. A few years too late, but hey, it is what it is. So, starting off with the massive, massive price increases for the Xbox consoles that were just announced about a week and a half ago or so, where now you're paying $800 for a 2 terabyte Xbox Series X, a console that was released 5 years ago. That's absolutely insane. I don't care about whatever excuse they try to use. It is completely insane, and there's no justification for it. Well, now you have Game Pass getting a massive price increase that was just announced today. So the regular core plan, which just includes the online multiplayer, and you have a more limited catalog of titles that you can play, that is not increasing. But the the main Game Pass plan, so you have the PC Game Pass, which was $12 a month. Now it's about $16.50 a month. And the Xbox Game Pass, that doesn't include the PC games, is going to be priced at $15 a month. But the big thing is the Game Pass Ultimate, which once upon a time was only $15 a month. I think it was actually even cheaper than that at some point. But it was $20 a month for a long time. Now it's going from $20 a month to $30 a month. $360 a year for Game Pass Ultimate, which is it's beyond absurd. I am not spending $360 a year on Game Pass. I do not get $360 a year off of value from that service. I actually, most of the time, when I use Game Pass, it's because I have Microsoft Rewards points, where if you don't know, you get points either from playing games on Xbox, buying games on the Microsoft Store, or using Bing search. So when you do searches on Bing, you get like a couple hundred points every day for that. Well, they just announced, as of today, you can no longer redeem your Microsoft Rewards points for a Game Pass Ultimate subscription, which is like half of the use that I got out of Game Pass Ultimate was redeeming those Microsoft Reward points. And I love how they give you such short notice, too. So if you've been building up points to eventually redeem for Game Pass Ultimate, well, now you can't use it anymore. Thankfully, I still have use out of Microsoft Rewards. I mostly redeem it for Amazon gift cards now, so I kind of just rolled back anyway on that because I already wasn't really getting much out of Game Pass Ultimate anyway. But now I am not even touching it with a 10-foot pole because of this huge increase in price that I'm never going to be a Game Pass customer ever again, regardless. I don't spend $360 a year on video games, like, just organically, ever. So, that's one thing. The other thing is just that, yeah, $30 a month for a single subscription is just, it's a price that's too high to pay. That's almost all of my other subscriptions combined. So if you include my Netflix, my HBO, and all the other streamers that I have, like, I barely pay $30 a month for all of that combined. So why in the fuck would I spend that much money on a single subscription? And they don't sell annual subscriptions, so it's not even like, oh, well, you can get like even if it was like discounted for like $300 a year or something, it's still not worth it. Oh man, so yeah, I mean, I knew this whole Game Pass thing was not sustainable. I've been talking about it for a number of years now. I'd say for like 5 years now, because you have all these games coming out day one. You got the EA games. Now they're adding Ubisoft to it too, so they're trying to, I guess, use that to justify a $10 monthly increase But Ubisoft games, really, Ubisoft in its current state is definitely not going to be a needle mover. So I don't think that's good. And you also get the Fortnite Crew monthly subscription, which gives you the Battle Pass. So if you're a Fortnite person, maybe you'll also get some value off of that. But that's not me, and I could speak for a lot of other people. That's also not very enticing. To the point where apparently currently, the website on the Microsoft Store or whatever to cancel the Game Pass subscription is currently non-functional because they are overloaded with cancellation requests. Kind of like the whole Jimmy Kimmel situation with Disney Plus, where people trying to cancel their subscription for a while couldn't even do it because they were so the servers were overwhelmed with cancellation requests. So now you have that right now with the Game Pass service, and yeah, and literally what I paid, the exact amount that I paid for literally a month ago, last month before this price increase, is now pretty much what I pay to only get either PC games or Xbox games and not both. Because I do still have an Xbox One, so I like to play the old Call of Duty multiplayers and a few old games that I can only play on Xbox One and not on PC. So that's why I still kind of have the Xbox that I use every now and then. But yeah, I'm good just buying games from now on and waiting for them to go on sale and not even thinking about playing them until years later. It's so much easier when you're older. You know, you don't care as much about playing the newest, the latest, and the newest thing. I'm not playing Black Ops 7 anyway because of the whole secure boot situation that essentially locks me out from playing the game for bullshit reasons. So I wasn't going to play that game anyway, and the only reason why I played Black Ops 6 is because it was included in Game Pass. So yeah, that's no longer happening for me. Ugh, yeah, this is, I can't say it's surprising because we're just in an era of constant price increases and these services just no longer having the same value proposition that they once had. And this is just the culmination of that. Like, at the end of the day, does Game Pass boast a very large library of games? Yes. And can you theoretically still get some value out of the service despite the price increase? Sure, in certain cases, but like I said, my whole framework in my mind is that I do not spend anywhere close to $360 a year for video games, like for actually buying games. So I'd rather just buy and play the games that I want, not the games that are part of the Game Pass service that may or may not leave the service at a certain point. I mean, sure, you're always going to be guaranteed to have all the first-party Xbox games. And we have been getting a lot of them lately, so credit where credit's due on that front. And there's a huge library of EA games as well. So, okay, that's also really good. But just wait for a Black Friday sale. Like, if you're a PC gamer, just wait. You got the autumn sale going on right now. Just buy up all these games for cheap that you play on your Game Pass, and you're just going to end up saving so much more money in the long run. The one thing that sucks, though, is if I want to play Xbox games online, every now and then I'm going to have to buy the basic version that gives me access to online multiplayer because, you still have that for consoles in 2025 because consoles are a scam and they do anything they can to rip you off. Well, I don't think that's going to fly in the PC market for, charging as much as they're charging now for the standalone PC Game Pass service. And they were recently boasting about how the service is now finally getting profitable. I'm like, that's a little suspicious because, as you're reporting that, as Microsoft is, they recently announced that you're increasing the prices by 50% a month. And then earlier this year, they were trying to charge $80 for their new game. Remember Outer Worlds 2? They were trying to charge $80, and then that got so much backlash, and the pre-orders were really, the sales were really bad that they had to walk that back. And I was saying, this is a bubble that's eventually going to start to burst, because we were already seeing it in recent years with regular streaming services, with Netflix and all these different services coming along, and the price for having all this content was similar to a cable subscription at this point. Well, at least in the gaming industry, you still have individual game sales. We're not at a point yet where certain games are exclusive to these subscription services, meaning that if you want to play the newest Xbox games, you have to have Game Pass Ultimate. I feel like that's something they're going to try to do at some point in the future, which would be, it'll be something. But, yeah, it's one of those things where I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Game Pass is trash. Microsoft is a really bad corporation that is not for the consumer, and the Xbox brand is dead.